Grab the duct tape, grab some string, tie it together any way you can fix it. That's a fixer.
Yeah, well, that duct tape, man, comes in handy for a lot of stuff. Especially if you have to take it off again, you know.
This is the Jim and Terry Show, coming to you from the Hobbit Hole Studio. I'm Bob Cage, and I'm Terry, one of your hosts.
And I'm Jim, the other guy.
And he sits in the other chair, and together we are two retired guys who just enjoy hitting record on a microphone and talking about stuff. We're going to talk about the stuff that my microphone right now, it fell over. My boom stand got caught on my...
And we're so rich that he hasn't bothered getting another one.
Replacing it. I've replaced it twice, and I keep on knocking it over, and it falls and it breaks, and I'm surprised.
Because we're in such a vast room.
Yeah.
With, I don't know, ambiance lighting. We can't see things, so we trip over.
Can't see the cord, so it gets stuck. But the theme I'm going to suggest is red-green. And we did this, we covered the actor. I think he lives in Hamilton now, but I was looking at some of the old red-green episodes because it was it was an Irish person looking at the comedy of Canadians. And he looked at Rick Mercer in one, and I just kept listening to it. And it was his reaction to this one, the Red-Green Show. And it was funny to watch somebody else appreciate the Canadian humor. Red-green, of course, is the Mr. Fix-It. If you can't find them handsome, you should at least find them handy.
Yeah.
Words of advice to
and him and his sidekick, who had the exact same outfit, only each of them had a half of the other guy's suspenders, right?
Yes.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. The old plaid shirt and pants with suspenders.
Well, we're sort of like that in places, I'll say.
I think we might be.
Yeah, we are. I think if you got, I know I got my friends moving back to Newfoundland, and I know his wife said, they're a peculiar people.
Okay, well, that defines a lot of people in Canada. Peculiar. Could be a positive trait. The episode that I was looking at had this little segment where they put words on a desk, and you had to make the other person say that word. We have variations on that theme for parlor games, and sometimes when we're together as a family, we might do the same kind of a thing. But it was so humorous to see what words people could not say, would not say, or could not get. And it's, of course, a sketch, a comedy sketch. Yeah. So the guest... supporting cast, I guess would be the equivalent. The people who came onto the show to do these different characters in the Red-Green Show. So it wasn't just Red and his nephew, I think that was the other character. Yeah. It was all the other supporting cast, and it's quite a group that they've got, and all very talented, and all played the Lodge characters very well. And so it's interesting to see the takes of someone from Europe looking at Canadian comedy, and does it register with them? And most of it did land. And so it's amazing. It's cross-cultural. Everybody has the same thing.
Well, Bob and Doug.
Yes.
That was just a huge success on Saturday night. Not Saturday. Was it Saturday night? Bob and Doug was on there? It was definitely on, or was it City TV? But they became famous in the United States. Well, City TV was famous in the United States. One of the reasons is they never named the city they were in. So you didn't know if it was Canada or what, but Bob and Doug were definitely Canadians.
Yes.
And then you had the Schmengi brothers, which was hilarious.
So many characters, iconically Canadian.
Yeah, so we are unusual in various places, but God help the poor person that thinks they're coming to the Wild West and lands in Malton.
Yeah, so you come up in the summer for ice fishing.
Yeah,
I'm not sure that's going to go over.
Or come up to get away from the heat.
Yes.
And it's 35 degrees. Oh, that's 99 in American. In Fahrenheit.
Or to escape the California wildfires and find wildfires everywhere else.
Yeah, like 1,200 of them burning in Ontario alone.
It's amazing. So, what is it that attracts people about Canadian? I'm going to say comedians, first of all. And can you name a Canadian comedian that you would say is sort of cream of the crop? Comedy would be not what it is without this person. Can you name who's your favorite?
Oh, I don't know, Canadian? But I like Rick Mercer. I like his style of comedy.
Yes.
Martin Short's a little bit over the top for me, but he's famous for his comedic ways.
Yeah, he has.
And then you got that Canadian actor, the Bare Naked Ladies, which is a very funny group of guys, band, but they sang a song about him. Come Back to Canada.
Oh, Ryan Gosling.
He's hilarious, and he's not a comedian.
No,
but he's hilarious.
Yes,
he's got a great sense of humor.
Ryan Reynolds. Is another one, I think. So Ryan Gosling, the two Ryans.
Yeah.
So but I'm thinking of comedy, and I'm thinking maybe it's because I'm thinking of
Wayne and Schuster.
Well, that's taken it way back in the days of the Ed Sullivan show. Yeah. Our equivalent
and
would
Red
have been
Skelton.
Wayne and Schuster. No, I'm thinking of. Now his name escaped me.
Well, you see, this
Jim.
is what. Jim. Come on, he's super famous. He's gone a little wacko lately, but
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey, yeah, he was right up where I live area.
Yeah, Keswick
he was in
area,
Scarborough too.
Yeah.
He had a rough growing up life.
You mentioned Scarborough, and I was gonna say Wayne's
Oh,
World.
jeepers, Mike Myers.
Mike Myers,
yeah.
And one of his favorite characters. I did like him in So I Married an Axe Murderer. That was, to me, one of his best roles. But I did like him in those other ones. Where
the spy movies. He's played all three parts. And yeah, the fat bastard. And,
yeah, so here's the people in Canada who are finding a voice for comedy.
I sense in Mike Myers, though, I can tell in his comedy, there's a little bit of vengeance, a little bit of anger. Yes,
so
just what I know. I'll tell you off.
An inferiority complex or something else?
Oh no, just a comedy from anger.
Oh,
which like I thought a lot of the some of the earlier black comedians, stand-up comedians, were very dark, in my opinion. I know a guy outed his uncle or something for being a pedophile, or different things like that
in front of a mic,
in front of like standing up in a live audience. Wow. Yeah, and I don't find that stuff funny.
Yeah, so some comedians push it too far.
Yeah. Well, because it's, let's be honest. I mean, when we think of humor, it really is at the expense of somebody. It's either yourself or somebody else. Now, that's why we like the Red Green Show. It's laughing at Canada. Canada's laughing at itself. Mike Myers, kind of the same. Yeah. Not Mike Myers.
Jim Carrey.
No, the
pick a name.
The guy we were talking at first, who interviewed the Americans.
Oh, Rick Mercer.
What's wrong with us?
Rick Mercer.
Yes, Rick Mercer. Again, made fun of many different Canadian
things. It's okay for Canadians to make fun of Canadians.
Yeah. But, he every now and then he made fun of some Americans, but mostly it's laughing at self. And yes. I like that kind of comedy.
Yeah. You don't like the profane.
I don't like the profane, but I don't like it at finding a way to attack somebody. It's like a backhanded compliment. I can't stand them either. You just did a presentation. You were rocking away in your band, and they say, "Nice shoes, man." Yeah. So you didn't like the show.
Yeah, it's what you don't say is sometimes the giveaway.
Yeah. And best say nothing. Don't say anything.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. Well, I was going to mention the Red Green Show because that's what I happened to see, and the sketch was not just guess the words, which we play in parlor games today, and I forget what the headbands are sometimes like that, where you got a word, it's on your forehead, and people have to tell you clues.
Tell you what's on your
because
forehead.
Because you can't see it because it's on your forehead.
Yeah.
So that's kind of interesting to see that, but it's the classic using whatever you can to fix whatever you can. Yeah. It's sort of the MacGyver. Red Green is the Canadian MacGyver. Yeah. Wearing a plaid shirt and that kind of thing. And definitely rural and out in the woods, and it's at the lodge. That tells you something.
But a lot of people, especially back when that show was on, again, a lot of it's broadcast. You're hoping it's going to get picked up with the United States, and that's what they view us as. They really do.
Really?
Well, they did back then, yes.
Okay. So we're living the stereotype.
Pretty well, giving them what they want, like your view of Doug and Bob and Doug McKenzie. That's giving them what they want, and a good laugh at that. But that's partly, those characters are derived from truth as well.
Yes.
You do have those guys that are sitting in the backyard around a fire, just, with a beer. And everything's to do with a beer.
SCTV.
Yeah.
That was you're fishing for Saturday Night Live, and the Canadian one was SCTV. And I'm thinking of John Candy, who was
became a big star.
Big star and endearing to a lot of Americans, and he certainly did.
There's Eugene Levy. Canada. He's a good actor.
We would be remiss without mentioning Eugene Levy.
Yeah, I mean, I remember in that Vacation, and he was the salesman to sell Chevy Chase the car. Do you remember all that? And the car got crushed in 3 seconds. Brings it back and goes, "Oh, look! How this? What?" He brings in the first car, and it's a completely different car.
Schitt's Creek is the new.
Yeah, that was hilarious too.
Hilarious, and it ran for how many seasons?
8, I think.
And it made an impression because it covered a lot of sensitive cultural issues too.
Yes.
So that's Canadian comedies, not shy on tackling some of this stuff, but usually in a sensitive way.
Yeah, but also making sure that you poked fun at it.
Yes.
You
deliver
like I thought it was
humor.
funny, like in Schitt's Creek, the son and the daughter did you ever notice they had the same actions? They sort of had the same actions, the way when they talked. That's what I found.
Okay.
I thought, oh, that's clever.
Interesting.
Well, they're brother and sister, right?
You notice a lot of things that maybe other people don't.
Yeah.
That's the screenwriter, Jim, the novelist, the songwriter, who picks up things.
It's all about me, isn't it?
Yeah, well, sometimes
you kind of do all that.
Your creativity. You always look for those creative things.
That's why my brain is clogged. Crowded in there.
Constipation's another issue.
Concentration of the brain.
Sorry. The Jim and Terry Show. I don't know how we're going to unclog that one. Bye-bye for now.